You're listening to
FM.
Welcome. It's the Forward Movement Show live on Hoxton FM. I'm Dan Formless. We're in the Forward Movement Studios in London, and I've got a very special guest with me tonight. We just spent the whole day making a track, and it's rather good. He's been filming a little bit of it. He's just filming now. It's Joseph S Joyce, the head honcho of Default Position. I'm not going to let him talk yet because we're already breaking the first rule of radio, which is don't talk over the lyrics. This is E.S.G in Sane, the Pushamann Sane edit, and I'm sure we should definitely have a little natter about the Pushamann because we both know him, and we have some funny stories from Berlin about him. All good.
See if you're feeling lonely, I'll be your one and only, and if you think you're missing, baby, let me show you. I wanna know your name. You see, I feel your pain. You're driving me insane. Let me ease your pain. Baby, do you want to?
Out of that one into this. And by the way, just go onto the Pushamann, it's double N, Pushamann's his SoundCloud to get that edit. So this track is called Night Driver and it's by the people in Fog. It's an alias, go look it up. And it's out on a great label called Sound of Vast. thing I love about radio is you can kind of do stuff like that, just go super slow, speed up, do whatever you want really. So I did that into the last track, Night Driver. I've gone into New Life, Sound of Vast, also by the people in Fog, also on Sound of Vast. 110 BPM instead of 90 BPM. I'm going to put one other track on and then I'm going to have a lovely chat with Joseph S Joyce, find out all about the label and everything else that's going on with him. We can go into the whole story of how we met and stuff. We'll try and not dwell too much on the past, but it's quite a nice story, so we'll at least tell people who haven't heard it before.
This is a new life, a new way, a new possibility, a new day. So, may I please have this dance?
So I feel a bit bad because I've been playing this track a few weeks, and every time I use it as a bed track to talk over. But this is Paul Mitchell. The track's called Ascend, and it's out on Ohm series, or coming out very soon. Paul, I promise I will give it the proper exposure that it deserves. But it's a really lovely track, and it is very much the sort of sound that Joseph S Joyce, my guest, is known for. Although he is capable of many other sounds. Come a little bit closer. Come on. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, really good. I've really enjoyed our day together. You've come down the studio. It's been a 2-hour trek.
It has. Yeah, I'm out in the sticks these days, doing rural life
With kids.
with kids.
Waking you up at 5 a.m.
Exactly that.
But you still came early, and we fired up the studio, and you had a lot of fun on the 101, didn't you?
The 101 has been like such an inspiration, you know, like going back to when I first got into deep techno, melodic techno, like Sebastian, Mullaert, Mathew, Jonson, those guys, and I'd just be like, how are they doing that? How are they making melodies like that? And it turns out it's all happening in this box.
Yeah. It's definitely pretty impressive, but I will confess that I've never really been able to make the 101 sing, and you made it sing today, I think, and we had a really good jam, like 2 8-minute long jams on it to try and get a nice kind of, I guess it's the core of a track really. So yeah, good work, mate, good work. Come again.
We got some stems down.
We got some stems.
So
Yeah, I'll get everything else recorded in. You've got like an hour and a half of playing everything that makes you happy. Now, I know you for like dub techno. I'm going to super quickly go into our little backstory. Your label, Default Position, ran a competition online to win a signed copy of the first release. That's the first release, right? Terry Francis. Is that
second?
Second
I think
release.
that was a second vinyl release.
Right, and I love Terry Francis. I mean, who doesn't love Terry Francis? But I entered and managed to win, and then off the back of it invited you to come and be my guest on Hoxton FM. So you brought me this signed copy, and then I remember that was a week when I think someone who was on after couldn't make it. So there's basically a 2-hour gap afterwards, and I think you played. I used to do it where I did an hour and the guest did an hour. Now I'm much more giving, but you played an hour and then you played another 2 hours. I think we kind of just gave you an extended set because you were absolutely rolling. You brought a massive controller thing in. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was tracked when I was at Native Instruments, so I was kind of
endorsing
very much in the tractor realm.
And you were playing with stems, I remember. So
right, yeah. So
it was like tracks that had been kind of broken up into different. So he could literally take out a whole bass line of one track, or a vocal, and like you were being super creative with it. And I was just like, this guy's great. I'm not just saying it because I got a record off of him signed by Terry Francis, but so then I invited you to do your own show, and you did that for how long was that? You did that for?
It must have been a couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. And that was, it's just those days are kind of very foggy now. When we lost the Hackney Road studios, I thought that's it. I'll keep live streaming all over the world, but I won't do a regular thing every week or every day because it was just like really draining me. But now here we're back. We've rebooted. I've had you down as a guest. And what's nice is I'm not worrying about other shows. We're able to have a studio session and then have you on to play. And who knows, we might you're talking about starting to do radio again. Might try and convince you. You don't want a camera though, do you? You want it to be all about the music.
I'm quite into just the audio only format. I think that it's liberating, but I think there's room for both. Like,
what if we had one bird's eye view, like the DJ bird's eye view, which we've been doing, or just one view that isn't too intrusive? I know why you just want it to be about audio, because you've got a good voice, so your voice is going to carry it, and you can just talk about stuff and not be worried about people.
I also don't think I can keep making the 2-hour journey, Dan. And I need to be able to I would like to be able to record shows properly, do it all professionally, but then have that. If I just broadcast that myself, I mean, I haven't got the time to build up a whole brand. So what ideally I'd like to do is send someone like you that's already got a strong brand a professionally produced radio show as audio.
Fine. Well, we could just take images of you and have them on loop as we put it out as an audio video experience. No, like we'll definitely, whatever you want, mate. Whatever you want.
Maybe an AI generated video.
Oh God.
I mean, come on, like who actually travels anywhere now? You just send your like avatar, right?
Yeah, or is it your little toy figurine that you can have created now? I mean, some of that AI generated stuff is pretty mad. So you could just tell it, oh yeah, I want flying dolphins turning into whatever. Is crazy.
It's all coming. Like, I think anyone that's kind of got the budget, there are already people that are kind of uploading their personalities into AI.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a chat with Deepak Chopra, the author. You can have a chat with him, the AI version of him, and ask him philosophical questions. And I can see DJs doing that as well. Like, it's all coming.
I won't say who, but I know someone who's absolutely convinced that ChatGPT is a better therapist for him than any real life person. It's not just going to say what you want to hear. It's not going to I think he got a full Gestalt experience of just being called out on all his bullshit through ChatGPT, which is quite.
I mean, I tell ChatGPT some things I shouldn't. Like, I do. It is a bit of a kind of crutch. I think more people do than they will admit. It's this, because what I find is it gives you this very neutral response, and it's unbiased.
Supposedly,
although I think it's kind of a bit too nice to me. Like, it's always patting me on the back, saying you're great, your feelings are totally valid. Whereas I feel like a human would be a bit more objective. And
I'm sure your significant other says exactly the same things. and your son, when he wakes you up at 5 a.m, Daddy, I love you. Get up. So tell me a bit about the label now. You've had a number of vinyl releases. What really caught my ear was the remix that you did for someone else, which was like a drum and bass remix.
Yeah, that was. Do you remember Choop?
Yeah. Well, you've broken quite a few artists through your label.
One or two. Well, Choop has really broken through, but actually more so with an alias. I mean, he did really well with Choop. He was releasing dub techno on ECHOCHORD and playing out a lot. But then he decided to just put out this jungle, like it's sort of like a retro jungle album that was like inspired by gaming soundtracks like Wipeout, all those kind of early games. And he asked me to do a remix on it, and I did it, not thinking much to come of it. And then this album went viral. So, and that actually, because I used to make drum and bass before I got into anything else, and it kind of got me back into working with breakbeats again. And like, I've still been making like techno, but also really making some sort of contemporary jungle that's kind of got a bit of dub techno influence. So it's just been a like nice full circle kind of fusion of, I guess, like reconnecting with my roots, but also bringing in influences I've picked up on the way. Yeah. So
that, I mean, it's a brilliant track, and I think the thing about drum and bass that it's always funny when you hear Americans trying to make it, and they kind of don't quite get it. They're just kind of a bit too straight and stuff. But like, to make really good drum and bass, when you hear it, it sounds amazing, but it's kind of few and far between. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's okay. It's a bit like dub techno, really. There's a lot of stuff that's okay, and then the really good stuff stands out. And I felt like your remix really stood out. It's like really, really good quality. So it's great to hear you kind of turning your hand to other stuff. But have you got anything coming out on the label? Anything to kind of share, or use it all under wraps?
To be honest, it's been slower. Because like having kids has really, I've just had my second one. I've got a 3-year-old, so my bandwidth has been limited. But I am working on an album.
Great.
So I thought, actually, I've been like making loads of music over the last 2 or 3 years, but not actually releasing much. I just decided actually I want to focus on being an artist again,
Yeah.
and not constantly doing all the administration that comes with running a label and releasing other artists. So I took a step back, but now I'm realizing, okay, I really need to start putting some of this stuff out because there's like loads.
Great.
So yeah, and I bought some bits and pieces down that I've been working on, and again, I've been sort of flitting between making like what I like. I don't really like the word drum and bass. What I'm kind of more experimenting with is what I like to call contemporary jungle. So the break beats are kind of, they're less two-step, you know.
Yeah.
They're a lot more syncopated, as you would have heard with like the old jungle break beats, and you know there's a lot of like break beats that are kind of the staples of that sound, and it's like about actually having, I guess, disciplining yourself to actually work with those core elements, like the think break, but actually like doing really interesting creative things with them, taking it a step further and all of that. So that's been like my kick, if you like, for the last
do we mention your day job?
You can, yeah. I mean, the day job as well has been, you know, at Ableton. That in itself has kind of taken quite a interesting turn in the last 2 or 3 years, because I've been doing a lot of editorial work. So I've been in a really fortunate position to get to interview loads of artists about their music making practice, how they put music together, which has been not only personally fascinating, but also a nice way to kind of stay in touch with the scene, whilst I've not been in a position to sort of go clubbing or do gigs, you know. So it's kept my hand in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, they came and got you from Native Instruments. They moved you out to Berlin. You met your now significant other. You've had kids. You've moved back. It's quite well, I mean, can you tell us what you miss about Berlin? Because I was assuming, I think a lot of people assume in London, you know, if it's not working out for them, not that it wasn't working out for you in London, but people go to Berlin.
London was so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I went to Berlin and I was able to save like so much money because my living costs went right down straight away.
Yeah. Now you moved back and you spent it all.
Now I'm back here, I'm feeling the pinch again. It's definitely, but then in Berlin it got more expensive too, so it kind of, I think the gap closed a bit. But
yeah, because all these Londoners are moving over there probably.
Well, probably, yeah, driving up inflation.
Do you think people work hard, like artists, do you think they work harder in Berlin? I kind of had this feeling like everyone was pretending to be being really lazy and doing nothing there, and secretly they were working their asses off. Maybe just in the winter months when it was freezing cold and you couldn't do anything else. And then I always think in London people are pretending to be really busy but actually doing very little. Maybe it's just my perspective.
I just think in Berlin people have more time to be artists. I think Berlin is a city that supports that lifestyle a lot better. Like, you don't have to get married, have kids, go and work in a job. Yeah. Whereas I feel here that kind of narrative is so much sort of more prominent. And people like London is just such a rat race.
It really is. It really is.
So yeah. So I don't know. What do I miss about Berlin? I just I guess the scene, the culture,
the community. You were talking about the community and how people really are. I mean, in all facets of life, it's like people really believe in community there.
Well, I think. Yes and no. That's an interesting one, because I think like Berlin is a hard city to make friends in. Well, for me, I found it harder than the UK. I think you have to work for it a bit more in Berlin. There's more of a kind of standoffishness, I find, with the culture there.
Maybe I was only talking to expats.
But then
all the isolated
right,
people.
Well, yeah. But then I found myself a bit in that camp as well. Right. Where you would end up just kind of knowing expats.
Yeah.
But I think it just takes, you have to kind of prove yourself a bit more, I feel. Yeah. But then once you kind of make friends, it's more enduring, perhaps. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to going back for Superbooth. So, and I've got very fond memories of being there with you. And shout out to Piers, wherever Piers is now, hopefully listening in. But yeah, it's a wonderful city. I think it's a great city to visit. I don't know if I'd want to live there long term. I mean, maybe you'll move back. You never know.
Yeah, never say never.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's interesting though. I mean, I know a lot of people that have moved out now. It is quite transient in a sense. Well, definitely for like artists and expats, I think. As a forever home, yeah, I couldn't see it. Like, it's a great place to be for as a chapter, a season, but
do you think it influenced your taste in music? Did you rediscover your like jungle drum and bass roots when you came back to the UK, or was that before?
That's a really interesting question. I think actually, almost paradoxically,
you sought it when you were away from it.
I sought it when I was away from it. And I actually became more distant from dub techno.
Yeah.
But now I'm back here. I'm romanticizing the music from Germany again. Yeah. Because it's not on my doorstep. Yeah. So it's just and now I'm like, oh man, why did I leave? Basically, I'm just a grass is greener kind of person.
Absolutely. Well, remember, the grass is only green because it rains there.
It rains more here, telling you.
Well, yeah. True. Okay, right. We've let Paul Mitchell's Ascend track play for probably 10 minutes on loop. So I'm going to let this fade out, and I'm going to have Joseph S Joyce, default position, take you through for the next hour and a half, and enjoy the journey. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
llama? Yo creo que yo quiero bailar contigo, ¿te gusta? Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo a bailar. Yo te digo, mami, que yo contigo lo que tú quieras. Lo que tú quieras. Qué mujer más bella eres tú. Muévete. Déjame ver cómo te mueves, mujer. Wow. Una locura. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes. Todo el mundo a bailar. Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes.
Now I want you to try something. Anytime you have a negative thought, I want you to treat it as an offer for you to either accept or reject.
Todo el mundo bailando por aquí, tú sabes.
Obviously, if it's a negative thought, you're going to want to reject that. So you say, I reject that thought. You don't have to say it out loud. It's more powerful if you do. But you just say it in your head. I reject that thought. On the flip side, if you have a positive thought, you say, I accept that thought. Do that for 3 months. And start to see how much your life begins to change by that one practice alone. After you reject the thoughts or accept them, stop thinking about it. Let it go. If they come back, reject them again. By doing this, you'll start to condition yourself and train yourself to control your magic. anything that people say to you, anything you read, anything you hear. You might not be able to control your thoughts or the things people say to you, or the things you come across, or the things you hear. But you can flip the switch between yes and no. You can certainly do that and begin to take control. Control. Everything you think and everything you say has a charge. That charge is either going to be negative or it's going to be positive. It is either going to bless you or it's going to curse you. center of your own universe and magic. When you're in the circle, you're in the
We superseded the Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal men, and we presume we're an improvement. I think we should regard it as a privilege to be stepping stones to higher things.
Joseph S. Joyce, Default Position. What a set. What an absolute killer set. Thank you so much.
It's good to be back. Really nice to reunite, and yeah, I needed that. It's been a minute since I last.
I think everyone needed that, and everyone in the chat is asking for a monthly 4-hour residency.
Okay, well, we'll have to see what we can do.
He'll post it in.
Yeah, it might be audio only.
Yeah, we'll have to add pictures.
Maybe we can do a Zoom call.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And the AI avatar.
But so, how can people find you? They just to search for Default Position, or
yeah, Default Position's the label. That's on Bandcamp. I think just /Default Position.
Or Bandcamp is like defaultposition.bandcamp.com, I think.
Yeah.
And then on your SoundCloud, I think it's soundcloud.com/default-position.
Something like that.
Yeah. Because I had to send it all to Paul.
Okay.
So our super producer in the chat has got it all up in the chat. But if anyone wants to find out more about Joseph or buy some of his music, a lot of that was his stuff. Some of it he hasn't even released yet. Hopefully will be on the album, or
some of that's going on the album. Yeah,
amazing.
Some of them will be EPs. It's always difficult because once I get into a mix, it's like I just find myself picking tracks that kind of go with the vibe in the moment.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to have played a few more, but it's like
yeah.
There's that whole thing of telling a story with a mix, and sometimes you might want to play something for the sake of playing something you've made that you want to show, but it just might not have fit. So but hopefully soon this year I'm aiming to get it out.
Mate, tell the listeners what you told me about the last time you had a mix.
What I can't remember.
You said I haven't had a mix.
I haven't had a mix since my son was born.
How old is your son?
3.5.
It did not sound like it. It really.
And now we've had another one, so
Well,
see you in another 3 years.
Yeah, no, you're going to be back sooner than that because we need to make some more tracks as well. Because I really enjoyed today.
Yeah, it's been really good to get down here. And
Yeah,
see.
reconnecting. Although you've got another 2-hour journey back.
No, I'm gonna meet some friends now. It's my mate Dave's birthday. Happy birthday, Dave! So I think they're in somewhere in Oxford Street.
Oh,
So
cool. I think one of them might have been in the chat. I don't know. You had
Could have
you had
been.
a stooge in the chat, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks so much for coming down and come again. And everyone should go and check out Default Position, Joseph S Joyce, and make sure you tune in next week because I'm going to be live streaming from Ruby Hotel up the road in Notting Hill as part of my birthday celebrations. I've got Luther Vine down. We're playing vinyl only. What could possibly go wrong?
You're listening to
Hoxton FM.